Hello, hello, everybody. How's the audio, Elise? Can you hear me this time? I unmuted. I'm ready to rock and roll for the first time. The last 5 times, I got the audio working right off the rip. That means we're on to good news, good things, and good times. Not too good of a time. As my wife will say, have fun, just don't have fun. I'm not sure what fun really is yet, but I guess I'll know when I get there. All right. Oh, I do. Yeah, my window is open. You've got a good eye. And by the way, a lot of times people think that this is a virtual background, folks. This is as real as it gets. This is a real background. Not too many of those these days. But it is cold out here in Connecticut. I do have a RepeatMD jacket now after 4 years and lots of funding. We finally have swag. I can send you guys a link if you want a RepeatMD jacket. All right. Let's get serious here. Let me figure out how to share. Bada boom. All right. Bada bing, bada boom. How I made over 100K in sales during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We're going to have an incredible panel today. I'll lead you in with a couple of holiday stats just to reaffirm the importance of Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and also just holiday sales. Right. So I will get that started. Then we'll bring on our panelists. And today is really all about them and the tactics, tools, and strategies that they've used in order to make over $100,000 in sales in a single promotion. Right. And I think one of the things that I'm most proud of for these panelists is that they have done this on a single location. It's not a 5 location, 20 location conglomerate that, every one of them did $20,000. This is a single location. And we'll talk a lot about them and where they're located. And the reason why I believe that is important for you guys to know is because not only success leaves clues, right? Like do what they do and you'll be successful too, but also sometimes it's important to see ourselves in others. And the truth of it is that our panelist has been so gracious to say, hey, look, if I can do it, you can do it too. And so today is going to be a really important part of that and saying, hey, it's not magic. And it's also not just set it and forget it, but what are like the exact tools and strategies that they've done so you can get a similar result. That being said, Dr. Judy will be joining us today. Shay will be joining us today. Follow them on their Instagrams. You can follow me too, but I'll definitely follow them because, again, I believe success leaves clues, and it's an important point for you to look to see what others are doing so you can figure out what you'd like to do as well. So let's just get straight into it. 25 to 40% of annual revenue comes from the holiday season for many small businesses. I would say it's the make it or break it time of year. Just imagine if your sales were down 20% during Q4, many of you wouldn't even have a business. You would be out of business if that were the case, right? Especially around 30, 40%. And, the reality is that consumer sentiment, consumer debt, all-time high, all of these things are happening where this holiday season does have a little bit of a risk profile to it. It's not all sunshine and rainbows right now with the jobs market and all these other things. And so you're going to need to do everything that you can to make sure that you hit your sales goals. And shit, on the other side of that, why don't we go ahead and exceed our sales goals? Why not do more this year than ever before? And if that's interesting to you, if you want to do more this year than you've ever done before, then I know that's why you're on this call. Let me know that you're live out there. We've got about 100 folks on. Go ahead and put yes, 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 yes. If you want to make it this year the best holiday season you've ever had. If that's interesting to you, put in a hell yes in the chat so I know that you're out there. Amazing. So look, consumers spend a lot of money, over $10 billion on Black Friday. A lot of you, but I don't think it's intuitive because Black Friday has all the marketing, but Cyber Monday is actually higher sales day than Black Friday, right? And that's not super obvious, right? We talk about Black Friday and already people are starting their Black Friday promotions. I think some of you on this call probably might think like, well, shit, should I be starting my Black Friday promotion right now? I see some other people starting it. They're getting a head start. My hot take on that is no, you do not want to be starting your Black Friday promotion November 3rd. I would highly suggest that you do it the week of Black Friday. But if you start on November 3rd, then the gas starts running out. I think there's other ways to do promotions that keeps it going without having to weirdly start on November 1st or November 2nd for Black Friday. Cyber Monday, also very important, very underlooked for most small businesses, but Cyber Monday actually does more than Black Friday. Buy now, pay later is a huge advantage during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. All of your marketing for Black Friday, Cyber Monday should be you can finance with the firm right directly through the app, right? Because it's a mistake to market a $4,000 treatment without marketing. It can be as low as whatever it is, $150, $250 a month. So if you're going to start doing your social media posts and start talking about these high margin services and treatments, right? Definitely market the fact that you have buy now, pay later and as low as, because $2, $3, $4,000 on a purchase for someone might be out of budget. That might be someone's entire budget for all the holiday, but they can budget for themselves a few $100s a month. Okay, 67% of transactions are happening on mobile devices now, and that number continues to increase. 30% more, consumers spend 30% more per transaction during the holidays versus the rest of the year, right? So important to have your upsells, your cross sells. Now with V3, you have products. So it's like, hey, buy this thing and also attach a product to it. 65% of shoppers start holiday shopping before Black Friday, right? So we have our big Black Friday promotion to get everyone going, but people are already starting to think about their holidays, right? And making a list and like, checking it twice type of thing, right? Put it on the app already. Your app should already have a thematic, now that we're November, especially, it should feel thematic where you're starting to add all of your holiday bundles, your packages, your special lists, specifically for gifts XYZ. You should be really proactive in these things, right? You can create custom categories on the app, like a holiday special or like, gifts for friends, whatever that it is that you're interested in. Or the fact is like, gift cards now, products. People are already starting to shop, be at the top of their list, be proactive there. And quick poll here, for the last 17 years in a row, what is the most requested holiday gift? Is it Taylor Swift merch? Is it gift cards and skincare? Is it a Barbie doll, or is it candles? You can put it in the chat. That's just a little bit of a playful poll here. Taylor Swift merch. Well, no, I don't think Taylor Swift's been around for 17 years. But gift cards and skincare, right? Those bundled together beat anything that people buy, especially gift cards. Skincare now in your app, really important to start promoting that during the holidays, right? And last season, $29 billion was just spent on gift cards. And the reason why we bring skincare is we see a massive jump in skincare sales during the holiday season, right? It's also a great gift to buy, right there from your app. They can buy, whether it be through Skin Drop and we handle everything for you. You just make profit or you add your own products. It's great for stocking stuffers, right? And gift cards, with the features now on V3. And I might have a little bit of time to go a little bit over gift cards on V3, but now you can buy gift cards for yourself. You can buy for other people. You can send a hint, all of those things. Quick question in here, Skin Drop products have a holiday bundle. No, you would have to create that bundle yourself as a package. And I would recommend you create a holiday bundle of products, whether they're your own or Skin Drop. You can add like 3, 4 products and make a bundle. And Natalie, I think that's a great idea. Okay, did you know 82% of holiday shoppers start buying from their phone and 69% of holiday sales are now made from phones? I think that's repetitive, but again, starting from the phone might be an interesting stat there. And peak shopping is between 1 to 2 p.m. on these days, but peak browsing is 1 to 2, but peak buying is 8 to 11 p.m. I find myself to be this true as well. I'm taking the train in or like I'm on my lunch break or whatever, and I'm like adding stuff to my cart. And then by the time I put my daughter to bed, I'm thinking about the next day. That's when I'm starting to buy stuff, right? Probably many of you are like that. And that's just a normal consumer behavior. Now, again, most of you, this is what everyone on this call today is a RepeatMD client. I think it's a really important part to leverage and letting people know that you can shop anytime, anywhere. I'll say the most important and most impactful piece that we see a part of our data every single year is, and really want to emphasize this, why Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and holidays is so powerful for RepeatMD clients is because many of your patients have not bought through the app yet. And the moment that they do, because there's an urgency-based offer like Black Friday, they come back and start making repeat purchases. Like sometimes it just takes that one thing to like do the action. And then you're like, oh, wow, this is pretty cool. I can do this every time. and that changes behavior. So an example for me was, I got the Starbucks rewards app and I thought it was like sort of gimmicky or whatever, got my free coffee. And then one time I was in the airport line and I was like, oh, well, you know what? Let me just go ahead and buy this. I'm not standing in this damn line. I bought one time my coffee in the airport and now I do it religiously, right? On my way to the gym, I buy an espresso from the Starbucks app. I go pick it up in the airport lines, I do it. But it just took that one time for something to happen, right? In this case, it was the airport line that created the behavior. And Black Friday, Cyber Monday, why it's such a powerful event is because what we see without fail every single year is after that, your patient base gets activated within the app and they start using it over and over and over again because now they're like, oh, wow, this was great. I was able to buy this. I knew what I wanted. And now I was able to talk to Ari. I was able to talk to Adonis. I was able to buy products. Well, this is amazing. I'm going to buy again from there. And we see that happening over and over again. So that's just a small call out of like how important these things are for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And so that being said, today's going to be all about our panelists and what they've done to achieve their level of success, right? And so I'm about to bring them up here. Today's panel, as I said, is going to be Dr. Judy and Shay. Dr. Judy from Baldwin GYN and Aesthetics, and Shay from Revival Aesthetics and Wellness. And here are Dr. Judy's stats, which has been incredible, right? She's a $1 million practice for Repeat, meaning she's done over $1 million in sales. Last year, she did $163,000 during this promotion. And she's a board certified OBGYN, and she's a founder of Baldwin GYN Aesthetics in Foley, Alabama. I went to LSU, so we probably have a rivalry going already, Dr. Judy and I, with nearly 30 years of experience as she devoted to advancing women's healthcare across every stage of life. And as a respected speaker and educator, Dr. Corbett has shared her expertise on topics from breast cancer awareness to menopause, women's health, all throughout Alabama. And she's also served in several community health boards, reflecting her lifelong commitment to service. And like I said, she's generated over $1 million in app sales, $163,000 in Black Friday last year. So that's Dr. Judy. Super excited to have her come on. And then we have Shay, who's actually on vacation in Hawaii right now, about to go on a 3-day hike, which is incredible. But Shay, she's the founder and owner of Revival Aesthetics and Wellness, and where she's built the thriving clinic focused on aesthetic, wellness, and regenerative medicine, which, by the way, that's the way you should be all doing it now, is those three into one. A board certified nurse practitioner with over 20 years of healthcare. Shay's background spans from trauma to plastic surgery to intensive care to neurosurgery to aesthetics to wellness to all of these things. And she's done humanitarian work in Ghana and Kenya, where she's led surgical missions and shaped her passion for improving lives through innovation and care. Today, Shay and her team at Revival are known for their cutting edge technology and top tier patient experience. Her success speaks for herself here. And she's also over $1 million in app sales. And last year on Black Friday, she did $120,000. So those are the incredible folks that we're getting to talk to. If you're excited about listening to how they've cleared these milestones, go ahead and put in the chat, yes, 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 and let's bring the panelists.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
All right, let me stop sharing so we have a little bit more space here. Boom. Okay. How are y'all doing tonight?
Doing well. How are you?
But I wish I were in Hawaii, Shay.
I can't complain.
Nah, no, you can't.
Amazing. Well, we're going to get right into it. And so what I wanted to start with today is, and we'll bounce back and forth. We'll, if there's something that I want to dive into more, I'll sort of start pulling this thread. But, I think holiday sales, number one, are foundational for a business. And sometimes I think sales get poo-pooed, like in this industry where people sort of are like, oh, well, we don't do sales. We don't do discounts. The holiday season is very different. What I call a buying frame. People are in a buying frame, and you're doing yourself a massive disservice if you're not in front of the customer. And if you're not in front of the customer loudly, proudly, consistently, all of those things. So I just wanted to hear y'all's perspective on like a great holiday promotion and why you think it's different than just like a normal campaign. And so Shay, will start with you.
I think that during the holidays, people are emotional buyers. And so our clients know, patients know, we do some promotions throughout the year, but this is the biggest one where they're going to stock up on everything. So we really try to draw attention to the emotion behind that buying piece of it.
And is your staff trained to like let people know, like at what point are you starting to allude to, oh, we have our big event coming up, right? We'll talk a little bit more about the details of Black Friday, Cyber Monday, but just in terms of the holiday season, like when are we starting to like allude that, oh, hey, we've got something really big coming up?
We typically start 2 weeks, a really big push where we start our email marketing, posting on social media, mass texting, all of that. But throughout the year, we're constantly, anytime somebody comes in, ask them if they're checking in, do you have the app? So all of our staff is heavily trained, whether that's at the front desk in the treatment rooms, to constantly be asking patients. And then our staff 2 weeks before is really pushing to make sure, hey, make sure you've got the app downloaded so you can get the text about Black Friday to just hype them up and get them excited.
And Dr. Judy, what about you? How do you think about holiday campaigns and how they're different than like the rest of the year and what you're doing differently?
We too see the holiday campaign really as that opportunity to not just capture emotional purchasing for the patient themselves, but for friends and family. Sometimes it's for a gift. We actually start about a month out. So November 1st, we sent out our first e-blast. It's actually a landing page. It will direct both our clients, but as well as new clients to know about the app, to know about the sale, to know what's included. You absolutely have to fire your staff up. They're the ones that have to share the message. We all know we send all these social media texts out and posts, but then you hear how nobody saw them. So you can't really rely on those algorithms. So you've got to be talking it in the office.
And that actually brings up a point that I was alluding to in the beginning of the call, which is like people that are starting their promotions early in the month are actually doing it wrong. What the nuance here is, y'all are doing it right by letting people know something big is coming, and you're building this hype. And even throughout the year, you're getting everyone signed up, et cetera. We'll dive into that. But there is something that like drives consumer behavior if you can build this sort of hype cycle of knowing like in 2 weeks we're going to do this thing, and leading into that marketing before the big event drops is what actually creates the emotional frenzy of people buying at the velocity that you guys see. What I see people doing wrong that start Black Friday like now already is they actually skip all that, and they're just like, boom, Black Friday special, we started early and it's available, and click here. And what I've noticed with that is their sales velocity is not an increasing velocity because they didn't capture any emotion, right? There's something visceral about like being marketed too heavily. We've got this big thing happen one time a year, our biggest sale of the year. And then that 9 a.m. happens or whatever time, and boom, it's live. And you're like, there's something that happens to us there. It's like captivating. I have this clothing brand that I follow, and they do this all the time, right? And I spend way too much. There's something like visceral about it. You guys, what you're doing is totally different, right? You're leading in, letting people know that, hey, on this day, there's big sale, one time a year is happening. And that's what's creating that emotional buy-in frenzy, right? Is that how you guys are thinking through it?
Absolutely. And so we've actually done something similar to Black Friday, Cyber Monday now. This will be our 4th year. And just the return of clients who are like, I love doing this last year. I want to do more this year. What do I need to look for?
Exciting.
So we really have an opportunity to walk them through what some of those aesthetic needs might be for the year. It doesn't matter how much they spend. They typically will spend more if you're also giving them good service, good value, and really making them feel part of what's going on.
So let's talk about that. We talked before this about like a little bit of the pre-prep. And one thing that you mentioned is you're starting to like actually build people's carts before the big drop happens, right? Can you walk through how you do that and how that's been a game changer for you?
So for us, a lot of times, and that's really something that we do with a lot of our long-term return clients. They already know they have certain things that they want to do. And so we have broken down Gen X, Gen Z, Millennial, Baby Boomer, and kind of broken down what that typical individual might do aesthetically over the course of a year, knowing that hopefully they will include some of those bigger packages in there. And it's guaranteeing that they're going to be here 1st of December, 1st of January getting started, but they have multiple things that they want to do.
And so are you actually adding things to their cart for them when they have the app inside the practice?
Some people we do. We do have patients with live carts right now. Yes.
Right, almost ready and prepped for that. And Shay, what are you doing leading into the Black Friday, Cyber Monday side when it comes to the app, getting people to have it, and then leading into this promotion, right? This big one time a year promotion.
I think it's creating excitement and urgency in the office is the most important. Like the app's there, we know that we're going to run the promotion, but like you said, if there's not that emotional tie to it or people aren't talking about it, it's not we will build it and they will come. It doesn't work that way with this. So it's those reminders constantly, because people will still say, oh, I didn't see that text come here. But how you got a text every single day? How did you not see it come through?
How did you not know it? Yes, exactly.
Different avenues of, where do your patients live? Most of ours are on Instagram. We have TikTok, we have Facebook, and really finding where our niche is and where our patients live to make sure we're highly promoting on those areas too.
And when you're doing the app leading up to this event, right? How has it become a foundational piece for your practice? Are you running any other promotions outside of the app, Shay, or how are you leveraging patients to make sure that they have the app?
That's our front desk is really good at check-in. We've got our QR code, and if they're a new patient, hey, scan this, get your $25 off. You want to make sure you have this. So we've got your number. Any of our promotions go all through the app. We don't run promotions separately from the app. And I think that really creates that urgency behind buying in the app. They know we're not going to do it in the office, which has made my Black Friday wonderful. Thank you. So I have to spend time with the phone all day long.
And so you let people know, like, hey, if there's anyone out there like, oh, my patients don't want the app. Well, nobody wants to download anything for no reason, right?
Yeah.
Nobody, no one's saying, oh my God. And sometimes I feel like as though that people think this, where they're like, oh my God, you have an app now? Yes, I'm going to download this thing. I can't wait. And it's like, look, if Starbucks has to reward their addict coffee users, right, that like with free coffee, you're going to have to be able to talk about your app the same way. And Shay, the way you've leveraged it, right, is saying, hey, our only promotions that we do, our only, any sort of best pricing is all through the app. Yeah. And that has been the leverage that your front desk uses. And then people are like, oh, I get $25 and the best pricing is on this. And that's how it's working. Is that how I'm hearing it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Amazing.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And that's what I was going to ask you, Dr. Judy. How are you leveraging that? Because a lot of it is the lead up into Black Friday, right? Mm-hmm. Because the bigger your base is, the more successful you're going to be, right? If you have 100 users versus 1,000 users, the one with 1,000 users is going to be more successful than the 100. So how do you do it throughout the year?
I think the most important thing is, again, you've got to engage your staff, and it was a process. I won't lie. You really have to show your staff that there's value with the app. Yes. Then they're excited about sharing that value, whether it's a membership that's going to give them services that they're looking for with exclusive pricing and a little swag on the side and some exclusive events. So you're creating kind of that FOMO, or whether it's just being able to share, exclusive pricing through the app where you're not going to get that pricing in the office.
So that's a huge point of leverage to anyone starting new with Repeat. You have to let people know, yes, you're going to get an instant reward, and all of our best pricing, our promos run through this thing. It's not on our website. It's not anywhere else you need the app, right? So perfect. I think that's a really important piece for anyone just starting out. Now, let's talk about Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Dr. Judy, you start 4 weeks. Shay, you start 2 weeks. One, I guess, why the decision to opt in for RepeatMD's Black Friday promotion where we run it all for you? How has that been an impact on your business? And then two, right after having that conversation, let's talk about all the other things that you guys do to make sure that thing's successful, right? Because it's not just about what RepeatMD does, it's all the things that you guys do as well. So Dr. Judy, why have you opted in the last 2 years with our promotion where we run it for you?
For a couple of reasons. With RepeatMD, you're able to capture purchase and interest outside of the clinic itself. You know, I keep repeating myself, but after hour revenue is key with the app. It's absolutely fabulous. So being able to give clients more opportunity to first kind of look and see what you have, and then they go home and buy it. I mean, you always want to make the sale at the desk, but that's just not reality sometimes. But for me, I love that it lets us have a broader stroke on the canvas. I use the app QR code in our magazine ad. I use it in our social media post. I use it in literature that we give out into the community. And that was very successful last year. We had about 230 new signups during Black Friday. So those are people who may or may not have ever even come to see us.
That's a great point. Thank you. And Shay, what's yours?
Well, for the last few years, last year was my first Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and the years before that were awful. It was a lot of extra work on my part and, you know, my practice manager of running it through aesthetic record and the texts and the calls and all of that. And then financing, you'd have to help them with care credit or whatever. Now that I launched this, it's literally one and done. We autopilot everything. It's all set up to text and especially now that all the beauty banks can be moved over to Repeat Cash now, that has been a game changer as well. Nobody's calling the office. Our staff can actually enjoy time off. And I mean, our sales increased 100% last year with Black Friday sales just because of this app, and it's all there and done for you.
Incredible.
I couldn't agree more. It is a huge undertaking. Imagine making all of those sales in person. We had a pretty big year in 2022 before we had the app. And it was people lined out the door. We were here until 8 or 9 o'clock at night. It was an exhausting process. And we did, you know,
like the good old Black Friday days.
And we just drank coffee and watched the numbers go ding, 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 ding.
Is that not the most fun thing though? When you see
like
all the sales?
It is amazing.
We're just like you feel like like, oh my God, I'm a tech god. Like you got all these sales coming in. Like that's awesome. And Dr. Judy, you had a sales goal last year and you beat that goal dramatically. What did you think that you were going to get and what did you hit?
So we had done about close to 120,000 the year before. Part of that was in office, part was on the app. And we decided that's when we made the switch to really go all app. We did very little in office. I still have those little ladies. They want to bring me $20,000 and I'm like, bring it. I'll be your boo. But with those exceptions and putting it all on the app, not only made it easier on my staff, but we did 150% more in sales than we had done the year before. So it absolutely is a game changer.
Amazing. Cool. So we're gonna move on now. We'll talk a little bit for those who have not opted in, how to opt in. We do it all for you. But let's talk about, success takes hard work, right? And you guys have been really successful with it. RepeatMD will send out the text, we create social graphics, we make sure the promotion, we do all those things, but that's not everything that it takes to be successful. It takes y'all's effort, and y'all have a tremendous effort. What are the things that y'all are doing the 2 weeks or 4 weeks out, and as specific as you can be in terms of how often is too often to reach out? What are you doing on social, on text? We had a good question come in. What % discount that you offer, or what you offered on, just any idea, and we'll give each one of you 5 minutes or so just a brain dump, like the best of the best from your promotions and frequency and content and what you're actually putting on Black Friday. And so Shay, we'll start with you.
Okay, so we start with an email blast. We do an email every other day Text we're doing every single day for those 2 weeks. As far as social media goes, we've got a pretty big following. We are doing at least a post, and then we're doing 3, 4, 5 stories. One thing that I do is highly incentivize my staff to be involved in this, because if they're excited about it, you're going to get more sales. They also have their own followings. And so we do tier sales. If we hit a certain percent, they get a certain percent back. So it's profit sharing with them so that they get really excited about it. Because I think that the app is great, the sales are great, but really it's the staff that's running it that gets excited. They're always seeing the patients and the clients and talking to them, and they know during Black Friday, anytime a patient checks in, front desk is telling them. And then when they go back into the treatment rooms as well, staff is telling them, hey, did you know it's Black Friday? Do you have the app? We're going to be doing Cyber Monday. So it's just that repetitive. I don't think there's too much. I don't think that's a thing. This might be jumping the gun too. Somebody had asked about, well, first of all, what percent do we offer? We did the 40% off. And then I just reading this question, my product rep says, by doing big sales, I'm devaluing my brand. I absolutely do not agree with that. The people that we are to mostly are loyal patients already, right? You'll get some new ones. This is us giving back to them, doing this big sell to them. So I don't feel like it devalues your brand whatsoever. If you're doing it 40% off all the time and being a Groupon Botoxer, I do think it relates to that when you're devaluing your stuff. But a big Black Friday and Cyber Monday, I do not think devalues what you bring to the table at all.
And I'll also say, if you look at top luxury brands, like for example, I bought a Herman Miller chair, right? These things are like retardedly expensive. I don't know why I bought it. But Herman Miller itself is like a top tier luxury brand, right? Their chairs are anywhere between $2,000, $20,000 for a chair. Well, they do 2 sales per year, right? And luxury, to keep that level of retail, you just look what the best retailers in the world do and stop taking advice from product reps and look at what the best brands in the world do instead, right? It's like, I don't really care what people think. I care what the biggest and the best brands do, because they are consistently profitable, consistently growing, consistently hold a high luxury retail status. Other than, you know, if you look at like a Chanel or Louis Vuitton, well, guess what? We're not Chanel, we're not Louis Vuitton. We are a high frequency purchase, right? And so there's a big difference there. But I agree. If you do promotions tactfully and there's a reason for them, I think it's a way to give back and a way to drive behavior. And here's the truth, folks. If you don't do it, somebody else is going to, and they still want the damn thing. And so they're still going to buy it. So might as well be you. Shay, what you were also talking about is the frequency, and you said something like, 5 posts, a few emails. Is that the day of Black Friday, or is that leading into it?
Leading into it. Yep.
And then on launch day, how aggressive are you? Like Black Friday, like Cyber Monday? Are you reposting stories from your clients and from your staff, or what are you doing the day that it launches?
We just set to auto populate on all of our, send out a text, an email, a post is on their story. All of our staff knows you're not working on Black Friday, but you're working. So they're all sharing as well too. So yeah. Yep. And
so we have a repeat, we send out about 5 texts, but you also have your EMR. Are you using your EMR to text your base as well, the app link?
We use a system called Podium, and that does our text blast. Yep.
Right. So we're sending out text on the repeat side. You're sending out additional text on Podium. Bottom line is you want to send out as many texts to as many people as often as possible during that time.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Anything else? Well, actually, you talked about incentivizing the staff and profit sharing. And just, you and I have had that conversation of, is it based off a goal and they get percentage of the gross sales, or how are you thinking about that?
Yeah. So we haven't set it for this year, but so if it's like 25,000, there's a 3% share. You get to 50,000, there's a 5% share. So it's just here because then they get excited. And at the end of the day, I'll send out a blast text to everybody. Hey, this is where our sales are at. Everybody's doing awesome. Let's keep it up. Let's get to the next level to really work with them.
And just for clarity, that 20 or 50,000 is on top of what like your average sales number already is?
Yeah.
So for example, if an average month is 100,000, I'm saying, hey guys, anything over 100,000, we're going to do a 2% profit share. We're going to split it across the board.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
And there's varieties to do that. What I did as restaurants, in restaurants with gift card sales, I would create tiers and do raffles, or I would create a tier and then split it amongst, or I would create a tier and then we would unlock like a big party. There's so many ways to be creative. I think your biggest point though is you got to get the staff bought in, not only through the excitement, but also through the results.
Absolutely.
Okay. Dr. Judy, what about you? What are you doing on this?
I'm not gonna lie. The reason that we are here and have really been successful with this is exactly everything Shay just said. I could not agree more. I too am doing 40%. It truly is an opportunity to really impress upon clients why we are a higher end clinic. We have higher pricing than most of our competitors. We don't Groupon. We don't do cheap discounts throughout the year. Because we do this event, we do very small promotions, and they're always only through the app now. We don't do any through the office unless it's like an in-office event. Then there might be some event pricing for that. So people really do know that this is kind of that one opportunity of a year. And there's a reason that we have best-in-class services, best-in-class treatments, best-in-class pricing, because this is really the only time you're going to be able to get that. And we also incentivize the staff. We have a bonus tier in place with a goal. And I will tell everyone listening to this today, think big. Don't sell yourself short. You can do this. If I can sell almost $600,000 worth of services in 4 days, because we had some sales in office as well on Monday last year, then you can too. So think big, set a target, work hard, incentivize your staff, and you can make it happen.
Thank you. And totally agree. If they do all the steps that you talked about like leading into the event, right?
We have a whole algorithm. Our email that went out on November 1st is actually a landing page. That landing page, anyone who signs up on it, and it goes out to about 5,000 people, then they're going to get a reminder in 2 weeks, and then they're going to get a reminder every other day, and then they're going to get a reminder the night before, the morning of, at noon. Like, they've got a whole algorithm that company does that does all that for us. It's already automated.
So with you do Black Friday, you do Cyber Monday, you're doing the entire event, right? Are you keeping that promotion consistent all the way through, or are you doing something different on different times? Like Cyber Monday is different than Black Friday.
We're just doing it consistent. We tried to separate out Cyber Monday, and it was way too confusing. Make it simple. Keep it simple. Educate your clientele, incentivize your staff, and have fun doing it.
Yeah.
1000% agree with that. Shay, is that the same for you?
No, we do a higher percent during Black Friday, and then we drop it a little bit for Cyber Monday. And then you can say, hey, you didn't get the deal, we're still running it, and run it that way.
Got it. Amazing. Now, quickly, Dr. Judy here, what you were talking about, some email automation. What company are you using for that?
So it's a company called Ava. They provide a lot of different services.
AVA?
AEVA, Ava.
Okay. And my team will post a link on that for anyone interested in that.
They predominantly do lead generation for us. So we have widgets on our website that drive people maybe $100 off injectables, and it drives them to their site. We also did change the widget on our website. So if you go to our website, the first thing that pops up is about Black Friday, Cyber Monday, signed up, and then you're going to automatically get those reminders.
And again, that is the magic. It's all the pre-work that you're
drives
doing.
New clientele. So, Shay talked about, we're really doing this for our existing loyal clients. I mean, I literally have clients who spent $10,000 to $20,000 4 years in a row now. That's wonderful. And I want to build on that. But you want to draw in those new clients as well. This is the best client acquisition you can get.
1000%, especially with gift cards as well, right? Is the ability to buy gift cards and bring those people that your patients have been promising to refer, right? Oh, I got my friend. You would though this is a great way to do it now. Okay, so with Black Friday and Cyber Monday, we're running promotions. We're being aggressive. We're incentivizing the staff. By the way, are y'all theming your practice at all? Are you like decorated for the holidays? Are y'all dressed up? Like, is there anything that you do to change the atmosphere during this time?
We decorate.
So let's talk about that, because that's a small nuance sometimes that people forget. Dr. Judy, what is it that you do to make people feel like it's the holidays?
We usually do. We try to change up the decor a little bit. We kind of do something different every season. Right now, we obviously just got finished with Halloween. We'll probably have something in the lobby. I think we're going to call it some sort of Friendsgiving booth, where you can learn about sharing and referring people to the to the RepeatMD app. And also how to send gift cards. So we just kind of decorate a little area and kind of give it a theme. Obviously, December 1st, we'll have Christmas everywhere at nauseum.
Okay. And Shay, what about you?
Yeah, we start Christmas decorating now and change the scent in the office. I think that is a big thing too. The scent is a very, there's a psychological thing behind the scent in your office. We have one brand that we use that is like our signature scent, and then we change it for the holidays, and people love being in there.
Yeah.
It's a really good idea, because we use a fragrance throughout the whole office, but I haven't thought about changing it up for the holidays. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
My
a little
girls,
Christmas pie, something like that.
All emotional.
It is, absolutely is. Okay, so you've got all these purchases that you make, that you've sold, and then Tuesday happens. Tuesday is the last chance day where we send out those texts on your behalf. That's typically the biggest day, and I'm sure you guys are always shocked on Tuesday when the last chance message goes out and you see, like it goes crazy. But talk about like Wednesday after that and going in with those purchases. What do you guys think is best practice, right? You've made all these purchases, all these people have bought. Are you reaching out to them? Are you pre-booking? Are you just letting them come in naturally? Dr. Judy, what are you guys doing when you've made, that in your case, $600,000 in sales? What's the next step there?
I definitely think, services need to be booked. So, we have some of our services available for booking online. So some people will be booking online. A lot of them do not, because they require consultation or make sure that's the right treatment for them. So unfortunately, my staff, since they didn't have to sell everything on Black Friday, now have to book everything on Black Friday. So they'll be very busy calling people, reaching out. Gift cards, I don't feel like there's quite that urgency to go, hey, you bought a gift card, what do you want to buy? But the services, you got to get them on the books.
Okay, great. And Shay, what are y'all doing?
We do one last promo on, I think it's Wednesday was last year, for our VIP members. So we reach out to the members and say, hey, did you miss it? And just give one last discount to those members, the VIP members. And then we look through what everybody's bought and have our office staff reach out and get them scheduled for us, especially for January and February, where things kind of slow down. They've already bought it, get them on the books so that everybody's working, and make sure that it started now versus towards the end of the year when they're panicking because something's going to expire or whatever.
Yep. And then we're going to have a little Q&A session. My team's letting me know we've got some questions that we want to do, so I'm about to get to that. But before that, you both are Black Friday, Cyber Monday. You've both won Trailblazer awards. Dr. Judy, you were number 1 last year, number 2 the year before that, so you crushed it for sure. And Shay was a newcomer last year and absolutely crushed it. What number were you last year, Shay?
I think 6.
That's insane. First year out the gate. That's so crazy. Okay, so what just general holistic RepeatMD advice to be $1 million practice within the app. What would you say is like a foundation for success for both of you? And Dr. Judy, we'll start with you.
I think in, adopting RepeatMD, just know on the front end, the app is amazing. I've been on the app long enough now to have participated as a beta and started version 2, and now participated as a beta and started version 3. The app has come a long way. This last version is epic. It is going to be so much easier to incorporate into your business, but you do have to do that legwork. You've got to talk with your, representative, your customer support representative. You've got to make sure that your services are well represented on the app, and your brand. That's the cool thing about RepeatMD as well. You can actually advertise your brand with this app. I don't have to advertise RepeatMD's brand or Shay's brand. It can really look like my practice and my brand, but you have to create that. So just know that if you're persistent and you put the time in, it absolutely will pay off so many dividends.
And Shay, words of advice on your end?
I couldn't agree more. I think the people that I've talked to that have had issues with the app is because they think that they just get this app and it's going to do it all for you. You have to encourage your staff, get your team on board. As soon as somebody walks in the door, they're talking about it. I think for us, our memberships, we crush it in memberships. We kind of make it a no-brainer, and they're talking to them every time they come in. Hey, are you part of our membership? Like, you get a free facial. It's nice. I mean, it's girl math. You get a lot of free stuff out of it. I think take the time when you're building out the app, if you are a newcomer, to make sure that it matches your brand. But also, I love it because people are like, what's your cost? What's this? Go to our app. Go to our app. What's in the membership? Go to our app. So everybody is active in that app, but you have to do the work as a practice owner, as a practitioner, to really make that, to make the sales.
And I think the biggest point of leverage that I've seen super successful clients do is make it where it's like, you have to have the app in order to do business with us, to the extent that it makes sense. Now, if you have someone that's like refuses to do any, obviously, right, we're using common sense here, but hey, you want promotions, you want the offer, you want this incredible reward that we give you, our app has all of that. And then when the patient gets it and they go through this thing, they're like, wow, this was really elegant. This was really well done. Because keep in mind, folks, until they have your app, they have an idea what your shitty small business app looks like, right? No one,
100%.
no one thinks that it's going to be this fucking awesome thing. They think it's going to be like, oh, I downloaded the Poke Bowl app before and it was terrible, and now I just happen to think yours might be. But now you download this thing and you've got AI treatment advisors, creating custom categories, personalization. You get to see all the treatments that you have to offer, the product. Like, now this whole experience, beautifully branded, it's just a different level. But you have to realize that, folks are skeptical. I was skeptical to download the Starbucks app, and Starbucks is a $100 billion company. And so it takes that level of like, hey, this is what we do here, and here's why you have to do it with every single patient. Cool. So,
and I don't know about you, Shay, but sometimes I'll get on my app and it almost starts looking a little stale. So I'm like, I need to do something. I need to play with it a little bit.
Yep.
And as you should, right? And that's the difference of your level of intentionality. It's like, it's very easy to make updates. You can add things and remove things. You can work with your client success rep. If you get a new device, put it on there, do a launch party, do all of that, because I know what a pain in the ass it is to update y'all's websites. It is not like that for the app, and we have a team that can do it for you. It should feel fresh. I put on the screen here for everybody. We run Black Friday, Cyber Monday promotions for Dr. Judy, for Shay, for everyone. We do it all for you. We don't charge anything extra. We have an entire team. It's 15 people now. Imagine that. That's a $2 million bench of people that do this for you. Okay. We write the text messages. We send them for you. We design your in-app graphics. We send you ready to post social content. We do all that for you. Scan the QR code. My team has pinned it at the very top here. It's free. We do it for you. Now, two things. First thing is, if you think that like, hey, I've got 20 people on my app and I'm gonna do what Dr. Judy does or what Shay's done, the answer is no, you're not. You will eventually get there, but you got to grow where you're planted. If you've put off getting people on your app up to this date, you'll probably do some sales, but you're not gonna do 100,000. Okay, you might do 5,000, you might do 20,000, you might do 50,000, something, right? But you got to grow where you're planted. And if you just planted yesterday, keep in mind you have work to do in order to get there. And then next year you can do the results like this, right? It's not uncommon for people to do really big numbers or more than they expected, but it is very uncommon for someone with no people on the app to do big sales. So I'll say that. Second thing is the ready to post social content, right? We provide what we can for you, but nothing beats authenticity and nothing beats you guys doing it yourself. We'll give you the graphics, you can post on social, you can post on feed, but your staff buying in and your staff promoting it and those reels, nothing beats authenticity. And that is something also Dr. Judy and Shay share. I see Dr. Judy hopping on herself and doing these things. Shay's entire staff is doing these things alongside her, right? So these things are incredibly important. You know, no one is going to participate in your own rescue. You have to participate in it, right? And that's a core fundamental piece there. So I've had that up long enough. And team, it says that I've got 9 minutes left, so you're probably going to want to, for a Q&A, probably extend that a little bit. We mentioned this very briefly, but we do our top 100 Trailblazer Awards. It comes with a national press release. It comes with an incredible trophy for winning this year's trophies, a new design every year, social materials, assets to post, recognized as top 100 practice, over 4,000. And folks, why this is important as well for you is this is a banner and all the social assets, the national press release, everything that we do for you if you win this are huge points of differentiation and leverage for you to stand out from your local competition. You win something like this and you put it on your site, you put it on your post, we tag you, all those things. Those are the little things that new patients are looking for to say, oh, wow, I want to be at a top 100 practice, right? So that's an important piece here that is what we do. And it's a really exciting list that we put together every year. We're going to give you this as well. How to sell more memberships with giveaways. Shay does big numbers when it comes to memberships. This will be a little gift that we send to you as well. Is the holiday season's a great way to leverage a giveaway for your members. I won't get into that, but something we'll send you. We also do this, a $10,000 patient giveaway. For any person that purchases through your app, there's a way that if they don't want to make any purchase for legal compliance, they can still enter. But anyways, for $10,000 patient giveaway, if they buy, this is important because you should be leveraging this, right? These little rat cards are not digital. We actually print these out and send them to you. It costs us like $300-400 a practice to send this over to you. It's totally free. You can get it. We'll send a link. And it's something you should be talking about when you're creating those authentic posts. Hey, and by the way, if you make a purchase during Black Friday, you'll automatically be entered to win our $10,000 patient giveaway. That, yada, yada, yada. So that's something we do for you. We have for the number one seller during Q4, we put them on a Virgin cruise. My bar for if I would send you on this is if I would go and take my family, and I have now, unfortunately, very expensive taste. And so this cruise line is fucking awesome. And Richard Branson and Virgin does it right. So this cruise line, we've gotten a ton of incredible feedback. This is for up to 6 team members, by the way, so you can bring your top team. Okay, upcoming master classes. These are really important. Take a look at that. We'll send that over to you. And let's just do a little bit of Q&A here. Team, do we have some Q&A? Should I just go under the Q&A tab? Jeremy, do you want to hop on and help and guide me on the Q&A part? I typically never have time to do a Q&A. So
yeah, I got you. First, let's start with Karis. Do they run a 12 days of Christmas sale besides the Black Friday and Cyber Monday? If not, what % savings?
Or if yes, yeah. So do y'all run a promotion after Black Friday, Cyber Monday at all?
We do a 12 days of Christmas. We do a smaller discount. It's 20%.
Got it. Okay.
We do as well. We do as well. Mostly just kind of, capturing those people maybe who did miss Black Friday. We all know 2 weeks into December, we remember that one person we haven't thought about. Maybe they need a gift card. This year, I'm really going to promote gift cards for that 12-day of Christmas kind of promotion, just really reminding that last-minute gift card, talking about sending hints maybe to a BFF or a husband or mother-in-law for a gift card. I love how RepeatMD lets you do that.
Cool. Do y'all want to just keep feeding in Q&As or however y'all want to do that for my team?
Yep, I'm sharing them on the screen for you guys. Can y'all see them on the screen?
Yep. We already answered that one.
Okay, got it. Okay.
I will comment on that last question though, if you don't mind, real quick. I do see a drop off in big purchases. Obviously, if you're going to spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, you're going to wait for the Black Friday. But there's also this huge energy. Everybody wants to come in. They want to talk to us about it. My Botox numbers are up. My spa service numbers are up. So the smaller things are still drawing people in and giving you an opportunity to tell them about the promotion coming up.
Mhm.
Jeremy, were you going to share another one?
Yep.
Or
here we
I
go.
can just read. I can just read them instead.
Okay.
What was the number one service for your clients purchasing last year? Like, what is the thing that's being bought the most?
We do pellets. Hormone pellets was our biggest one.
Oh wow. Okay. That I wouldn't have guessed that. So hormone pellets. Is it mostly female or what is your split like? Well,
We're
male to
64.
female?
It's male, female. Yeah, we're 60% female, 40% male. Yeah.
Amazing. And you target that for, during your social posts and all that as well to talk about like, hey, hormonal pellets and wellness and all these things.
Yeah. And we tell them, you're doing these services all year long anyways. Why don't you bank them?
That's so smart.
That's having your staff telling people how, because every time they're coming into a patient or a treatment room and we know what the high ticket items are that they're doing, whether it's Opus or pellets or whatever, pre-purchase it, bank it. I mean, it's girl math. It's basically free.
Yeah. And Dr. Judy, what about you? Mostly gift cards, right?
Ours were gift cards. We did a little bit of a workaround last year with you guys, only because we were coming off of our buy one, get one free gift card from the year prior. Now people know to really look at services and treatments. So I think our gift card numbers will drop off and we'll actually have more services and treatments, which that's what I'm hoping for.
And do y'all do, and I think this is a really powerful question here, do y'all do one discount across the entire app? Or do y'all do like, we do 20% this, 30% this, 15% this? What's your suggestion there?
I just do 40% across the board. Everything's included.
Yeah, across the board.
Yep.
And my tip for all of you all on this call as well is that is the way to do it, because then things start getting real crazy and confusing and it's not simple and it's not easy to talk about, and then your staff misquotes it and then they don't talk about it anymore because they're not comfortable, blah, 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 blah. It's very, and I'm sure you guys have seen that and tried a variety of that.
And it's much easier not to have to take the meat out of the tiger's mouth. And they've heard 40 and now, oh, well, that was 20. And you don't want an angry client. That's what you're trying to avoid.
And then it creates more work because they're calling or texting your office because they thought it was this or thought it. So just take out the confusion straight across the board.
Are there any other offers like throughout the year that you guys are just like, Black Friday, Cyber Monday is a huge one for us, 12 days. Is there any other one that you guys really lean into? Shay, anything in January for wellness and memberships or anything along those lines, or are we really just pushing that?
We do some different things aside from the app. So like this year, we'll do a week of free Staiku. It's a body composition scanner for New Year, New Me, get people to come in to start looking into hormones, medical weight loss. We do a lot of that.
And
yeah,
so
we do too. We'll usually do a complimentary mega lipo injection for new patients with weight loss or, those type of promos. And then we kind of like to spice it up. I'm really trying to train clientele to pay attention to the app. So we'll have what will we do on Wednesday, 20% off all hormone pellets. And we did about $12,000 in pellet sales just in one day. Because people were like, what? Wait, I want to get that. So
like a flash sale.
Try to create flash sales just to keep people paying attention to what the app's doing.
Keep them
Those are
excited.
those are super powerful. And Shay, you said something that you do that's really powerful as well, is you give out free body scans in January as people are thinking about their wellness journey, right? And
Yeah.
one of those things, those lost, we call them lost leaders, or we call them, in tech, we might call them lead magnets, XYZ. But these things that you can do for people to get them in the door, they're not just having the body scan and walking out, right?
No.
Like
Fair enough.
maybe one out of how many, Shay, that just
Yeah.
like get a scan and walk out.
I think at this
You
point
let
we're
'em walk
100% conversion when you do that. No, they're either converting to a hormone consult or a medical weight loss consult.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, amazing. Thank you all so much to share all your wisdom through these promotions. I think it's been super valuable. I know that I've learned a lot. And we'll have this recording for anyone that was on this call, so you guys can get all the takeaways, and we'll send you those gifts and those opt-ins and the rack cards. If I were y'all, would order the rack cards now, because it takes a little time to get them shipped, probably like a week and a half, etc. So if you want those, definitely be mentioning about the $10,000 patient giveaway. We do that for you as being a RepeatMD client, and those are the little things that, like, you mention it and people are like, oh, just another reason to buy. And the final point that I think you guys express so well through all the through line that all of you do, Shay, Dr. Judy, all of our most successful clients do, is they really understand, like, their brand. They understand the discipline it takes to build. And then finally, they reap the reward because they're doing all these little things every day so they can have these big 6-figure days, right? And so here, and also the final, and I'll get off my, whatever it's called, but the saying. One thing that they all do as well is they all have gotten the same app, and they all started at zero.
Yes.
Everyone starts at zero. Dr. Judy's app is the same as yours. Shay's app is the same as yours. They just do the consistency to get these big 6-figure days. And so, I honor all of you for being a business owner and working your ass off to do all these things and servicing your community. But it's these little compounding things that they've done that when we do the promotion for them, the work was already done, right? It's our team will do it for them, but they've done all these other things to be successful. And so I'll leave you with that. And Dr. Judy, any final messages for anyone out there?
Absolutely. Black Friday, Cyber Monday is just one tiny part of why RepeatMD can be a game changer for your industry. So you really need to check it out.
Amazing. And Shay, for you?
I love the app. I think it is, if you put the work into it, it is a beautiful thing and can create it's a lot of work up front, but on the back end of it, it's beautiful when you can sit back and just watch all those sales come in and not do anything. And I think a lot of people probably look at this, like you said at the start, like, I started on my own. I've grown this by myself. I was at zero just like you. And I promise you, if you are you're consistent, you train your staff well, you will hit those numbers.
100%.
Amazing. Well, thank all of you. Hope you have an incredible Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Look for the email that we'll be sending out. Jeremy, will that be later tonight or tomorrow that they'll get the email? Tomorrow, you'll get the email for the gifts. In that, you have all the links that you need, whether it be to opt in, whether it be to get your rack cards, all of those things. And so y'all have a blessed evening. Shay, enjoy your noon over there. Enjoy your 3-day hike. And Dr. Judy, thank you for joining us again.
Absolutely, guys.
Thank y'all.